Hello everyone, welcome to Strange Cube Radio, your home for paranormal and other shit. Ghosts and aliens and all that good stuff. So, my name's Jay.
And I'm S.
And we're going to be talking about all the cool shit today. UFOs and other stuff. Today we're going to start covering the New Jersey drones. We figured it's a good time to cover this. Is there an alien invasion? Are we being invaded by aliens? Or are they hunting for nukes? What's going on? We'll talk about it. We'll watch some videos. And hopefully we don't got to go to work on Monday because there's a giant alien invasion. And we'll be here to cover it for you. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah.
So, if you aren't aware, over the past couple weeks, there has been some drones over New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts type area. It's weird because they're not quite orbs in nature as normal sort of UAPs, UFOs are. They seem to be drones. There's been reports that they're sizes of buses and other things like that. Of course, you go on Reddits and other social medias, there's fucking bots that are like, oh, it's just a plane or something like that. Because I don't know about you, but if I was in charge of the CIA or FBI, I would have bots and paid people on social medias to steer the information in different directions. But there's many reports of people seeing up to 15 to 20 drones at a time flying over these places. They recently shut down an airport, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. If I just look up airport shut down due to drones, Orange County Airport temporarily shut down. And how recent is this article? This was 5 hours ago. And it says mystery drones force New York airport to shut down. So it's an airport in New York. So that's kind of freaky because the past couple weeks, and we're going to look at some footage of these drones too and evaluate based on our extreme scientific analysis what the hell these drones actually are. What do you think they are, S?
Well, they could be a lot of things. I think, it could be aliens. Are they here to harm us or help us? They haven't done anything hostile yet. So I think maybe it rules, hostile intentions out of the equation.
That's if it's an alien though, right?
Yeah. I'm working through it logically. So I don't, so if it's an alien, they haven't attacked us yet. So I think we're good. I think it would be really awful if we started like shooting them down, when they haven't done anything to us.
So okay, good point. I agree with you. But I also got to say, counter to your point, it's like us people going and flying over an island who has, primitive people. They're shooting bows and arrows at our helicopters or planes or whatnot. And we're just like laughing them off. Like, look at the tribal people. Look at them. They're all skinny and stuff.
I'm not sure that's politically correct.
I don't really care. Okay. Do you think aliens like gay people? What are your thoughts on this?
I'm going to have to say yes.
You've heard it first, folks. Aliens like gay people. Just so you all know, it's all in good fun. I'm just a failed comedian. I'm not a comedian at all.
I think you could be a comedian.
Yeah, I hear that a lot because when I told my mother I was going back to college, her first response literally was, yeah, you should be a stand-up comedian. And she was being 100% unironic and dead serious. She just completely ignored the fact that I said, I'm going back to college to better my life. She said, yeah, you could do a lot of things. Like, you could be a stand-up comedian. I just thought, you fucking bitch. Whatever. But back to the aliens. We are in here with the whole... We actually have to talk about this subject here. You've clicked on this video, you want to know about the aliens. Or not, and we're saying aliens, it's drones. There is a serious drone situation happening in New Jersey, in that area right now. Currently, at the time of recording this, there has been videos, I think as you saw some in New Mexico.
Yeah, it was on the alien subreddit, so I'm not sure how accurate that placing is.
Is it just called Alien Subreddit?
Yeah. Reliable sources here, people. Look at that cute whale.
I don't think we're on the right one.
Yeah, I think it's aliens with an S. There we go.
So here's a good one. Just going on this aliens subreddit that S directed us to. These drones, let me go back. These drones are caught over the Capitol. Now, they've been seen over New Jersey for, I don't know, a week or two now. And it's been...
Is that where they started off?
So, weirdly enough, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's the 14th today. A couple weeks ago, I don't know, time blurs when you're just a slave to the system. You know, if there's an alien invasion, it's going to be fun as shit. Unless they obliterate us completely. But then we're dead. So this is another one. See, look at those drones. What the fuck? See that? What the fuck is that? So we're watching a video. It looks like what the fuck do you call that shit? A dash cam. So when we're watching this, which is authentic, it's just a dash cam, right? Now they'll say those are airplanes, right? But this is one of the reports coming out of New Jersey. This was in New Jersey.
Okay, so first off, those are obviously not airplanes. The lights are all in the places, that you would think would be on a drone. Additionally, you can kind of tell how close they are. They look like they're flying pretty low, but even so, they're huge. Like, if they were maybe like 50 feet above the ground right now, they're like the size of a car. They're huge. They're absolutely ginormous. And then additionally, I just want to say they have a light on them that is like flashing. Isn't that, they use that in American, what would you call it? Like air laws or whatever. Like, what does that light mean? Isn't it like a cautionary, I'm a plane light? You know what I mean? Like, why would they do that if it's, what is that?
So you do bring up some good points here. Number one, they do look like they're flying low. And that was mentioned on that thing we watched earlier. It was like a New Jersey senator and a sheriff talking about these are flying less than 1,000 feet. And most airliners and other shit is like above that. So these are flying very fucking low. And that did look low. And now it also didn't look like a typical plane.
They were they appear to be low, but if they're not flying low, that means they're even bigger.
Then, yeah, they would be very huge. Now, there is reports, the reports that I've seen online, this is fucking verified by just random people online. Facts, motherfucker. Is that they've been the size of a school bus. That's big. That's not a fucking size of a drone. That's a big drone. And the maneuver. So
you can fit like 20 aliens on a school bus.
You can fit like 20. Now, how big are aliens, though? You're assuming that they're human size? So in a school bus, there's usually, 12 seats on each side, and you can fit 2 kids in each seat, right? So that's like 24-ish kids, something like that. Well, if there's 12 on each side, 2 kids on each side, that's 48. Unless you're fat. Back to the topic. You were talking about this one. This is a really good video to talk about. You mentioned the low flying. That is true. You mentioned the size of them. That is another true. Now you bring up another good point. And don't let me forget something else. They're giant, right? Now, during that broadcast of the New Jersey sheriff and the New Jersey senator recently that was on the news that talked about there was police in New Jersey who sent up their own drones. Now, the police in this New Jersey, he mentioned that they have very sophisticated drones that they sent up to try to fucking, subdue these bitch-ass drones. And what had happened was the big ass alien drones that we don't know what they are evaded them, going up to 60 miles an hour. Now, for something that is that big, imagine something the size of a fucking school bus doing evasive maneuvers. Now, the U.S. government is saying these are not ours. These are not our fucking drones. These are not our drones. Whose are they? So this leads me to another theory, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, the other thing that you mentioned was the flashing lights. That is interesting. These aliens are very polite.
It could be the government, right? Okay.
So, could be the government. That is one of the other theories. If you need to just stay up to date on this New Jersey drone invasion 2024, Christmas 2024 drone invasion situation, one of the scarier theories that are out there is that there is a loose nuke on American soil, or nukes, or terrorists, but mainly nuclear fucking weapons in our cities. Yeah. And these are drones that specifically can, like, I don't know, burst out something that can detect gamma radiation. Now, I think it would be stupid that if our nuclear weapons weren't contained enough to where they were, like, spewing out gamma radiation, because that means the people that handling them would have to wear suits. I don't know exactly how that works, but maybe it's like it can detect small amounts. Maybe they just leak a little bit. But but one of the theories, if it's not a alien drone invasion, is that they are actively searching for nuclear weapons that made it into our border because the Biden administration sucks with border control. And there are nukes somewhere, and they do not want to scare the American public. So it is the government, and they are actively searching for nuclear weapons. Now that is scary. Imagine a nuke going off in your city. Now, if that does happen to you, you have to figure out which way the fallout is going, go the opposite way of the fallout, go out to the country. I hope you have a go bag filled with, fishing wire and shit like that. That would be an actually really scary situation. Now, the other thing is that it could be aliens. Because, so the thing is, the government officials, and we're talking about federal government officials, have came out in, what are they fucking called? Press conferences or whatever, saying these are not our drones. This is not us. These are not our drones. So
they could be lying, though. Project Bluebeam.
Okay. All right. So now you got me started on Project Bluebeam. Okay. Whew. So those of you who are not in...
Hold on to your seats, motherfuckers.
Project Bluebeam. Let me get you started here. Okay. Project Bluebeam. Here we go. Let me give you a little bit of backstory. So, Nazis. We'll start there. Right? We've all heard of them. They're bad. Werner von Braun. Nazi scientist. Operation Paperclip. Real thing, real fact, 100% fucking fact. Those of you in the conspiracy world know this already, but I'm giving it to the newbies out there because I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking into this shit because of the drones. Let me get into this. Project fucking Bluebeam. Werner von Braun was a Nazi scientist. Operation Paperclip was an American operation that brought over Nazi scientists to America after World War II to work for the American government. We had Nazis working for the American government, right? Now, Nazis did a lot of crazy occult fucking paranormal shit. They were into some of the craziest fucking shit. That's a whole series. I'm gonna have to do some more deep diving on that. I'm gonna have to read a book on that shit because that shit is fascinating. I am pretty sure that they became so powerful because they used magic. They legitimately used magic. They used runes, which, that's a shame to my people because I'm white, and they used Norse runes, and, that's appropriation of my white people. What was that?
I think they were white too.
You're right, they were white. Fuck. So, Werner von Braun was a top-ranking Nazi scientist brought over by Operation Paperclip, where the American government brought over Nazi scientists to work for the American government. Now, when he was working in the American government, he helped us build the fucking, jets and propulsion systems and shit. He was really fucking smart. He worked with Walt Disney. He did a whole bunch of shit. right? Now, on his deathbed, he said that the last step, get this, pay attention, everyone. Remember, fucking pay attention. The last step of like control, New World Order, is to fake an alien invasion. Let me repeat that. Fake an alien invasion. A Nazi scientist working for the American government, 100% fact, said on his deathbed that the last step would be to fake an alien invasion. All right. Now, this is called Project Bluebeam, right? Now, the whole premise behind it is to fake an alien invasion, and then all the countries work together like, oh my God, the aliens are going to fucking kill us all. We have to work together. So United States works with China, works with Russia, and then it's a one world government. It's total control, right? There's no, now anybody who has any sense, we know that we want smaller. We want to be in tribes. We want to be in small tribes. We want to be in small communities. We want everybody to be working, small tribes, right? And the best we can get right now is just at a state level. But, we're already fighting the federal fucking control over all of us. But they want to do a one world government. And the way to bring that in is that the aliens are coming in and killing us all. And we all need to work together to kill the aliens. Project fucking Bluebeam. So this could be a fake alien invasion. They could be looking for nuclear weapons. It could be a real alien invasion. It could be a very rich Bitcoiner, because Bitcoin just went up to $100,000, and they could have bought a bunch of drones and put them up into the sky and said, this would be funny. The possibilities are endless. This might blow over in the next week or two.
Okay, so I just gotta say, there's a ton of videos circulating out there right now, and something that I've noticed is they all look a little different. Like they're different types of drones, different types of aircrafts. I don't like the word drone. I don't like that they're calling. Some of them look straight up like drones, like their light placement looks, drone-ish. And others, it looks straight up alien. It looks like what do they call them now? UAPs. It looks like some of the UAPs that they've disclosed in the past, like in the media, on the news even.
Okay, so I think I know what you're saying, but I think the drones, so what's happening here is I think that there's drones and then there's also like orbs happening at the same time.
Well, yeah, drones and orbs, and then like the ones that you just showed over the White House. They looked like they kind of looked like the same craft that was following that. Was it an Air Force guy? That famous one they show like all of
the Tic Tac.
Yes, the Tic Tac. It looked like it was shaped those two looked like they were shaped very similarly.
I did see that some of them were, even though had like the drone lights, right? Are you talking about that? Which one are you talking about? You have to show me some videos. These different, okay, so like this one that was found in New Mexico, weird shaped UFO filmed in New Mexico on a TikTok. I don't know how long ago it was, but these are all coming out at around the same time. So if we look at this one, that one is a fucking biblical angel.
And it makes me think, you call it a biblical angel, these things may have visited in the distant past. They might be the things that we see represented in, very old art, civilizations visited by these things. A long time ago.
It looks like what we would explain a biblical angel. What the fuck is that? If you see that in the fucking sky, and it does look like a biblical angel.
And I just want to say, like, it looks like it's got some like weird gyroscope activity going on, some sort of gravity situation.
Yeah, that's a good point, because for these things to move around, they'd have to be gravity resistant or like smart or something. And so this is something, I think this came out around the same time as these drones are showing up. So it could be more the government is putting these drones out to look for orbs. Like maybe there's like an onset of these like fucking orbs, and the government or they're looking for nukes. What's this one? This is, okay, so here is one in Wilmington, Delaware. See, they all have these sort of like you mentioned the flashing lights. I've seen. That's a good observation because they're following like here's a little bit more drones. So
this isn't the one, but this is
another. So the reports are I think it was Connecticut. I'll have to post the police report of a woman seeing 15 or so drones in her backyard or some shit. Like, not in her backyard, but like from her backyard. 15 or so of them. This is a lot of drones. And for the government to say, hey, they're not ours, this is really weird, people. Okay, we all might die.
I think the biggest sighting that I've heard of so far is a woman, I believe it was a woman, said that she saw 50 drones.
Like 5-0.
Yeah, 50. 50 drones following a ship in the ocean.
It was that same report of the sheriff and the senator from New Jersey. They said it, that a woman saw 50 of them, like 50 cent, 50 of them come from the ocean. So this is the other weird thing, is that they seem to be coming from the ocean,
which would be the perfect place to hide.
So that does coincide with like military fighter jets and stuff seeing UAPs disappear into the ocean or come from the ocean. So you mentioned other stuff that's not in the drone. See, look, this is down in Florida, right? It's another thing. It's the same flashing lights. It seems like very human tech, which is weird, but it's not, because it's big and it maneuvers weird.
You know, you speak of maneuvering. Did you know that story of the guy with the corn cob?
Oh, where the fella threw corn cobs at one.
But see, what was so cool is he threw a corn cob at it, right? And then it just tilted to avoid the corn cob, which is like not something, as far as we, the public, know, as far as we know of the tech that's out there, that's not really something our aircraft can do, right? I mean, you know, they say the government or whatever is like, you know, at least 10 years ahead of what we, the public, know. But I mean, that's pretty advanced.
I agree. Now, that does coincide with the people like Bob Lazar and, you know, S4 site or whatever. It's a secret site that he worked at. He said Bob Lazar was like an alien whistleblower type dude who said the back manufactured alien tech, alien craft, if you guys didn't know. Talking about, you know, he was like, there's elements that we haven't found yet and we can do crazy alien tech. And then years later it comes out like, oh, wow. 20 years later, that element just got discovered when he was mentioning it like 20 years before on a secret. S4 is right next to like Roswell.
And what was that element?
Moscovium. Yeah, it was something like it was called Moscovium. But you know, he got totally shunned. You know, they'll do anything. People believe propaganda like crazy. They're just like, oh. So that brings me to the news. You're talking about, you know, we got all these drones. We just watched the alien biblical angel. Now there's that one footage. It was by the news station. So this one was recently posted on ABC News. Now again, mainstream propaganda bullshit. We hate the news. We do. We hate the news. So that's why I'm leaning more towards Project Bluebeam. But if it really is something happening, maybe, you know, the propaganda machine will stop. And they'll actually report on real news. We never fucking know. We gotta stay open to this shit. So this is a fucking orb. This looks like a planet.
So looking at this here, you know those like orbs you would buy as a child that were like, you'd plug them in and it would like spark electricity, and whenever you touched it, the electricity would gather at your touch.
Mm-hmm.
That is kind of what that looks like.
So there's some sort of like electric or electromagnetic thing going on here with this, is what. Now, that leads us on to the debate of, are aliens physical beings as we know what physicality is, or are they interdimensional creatures?
Well, something that I think about, right, is that we've got all these different sightings of all these different crafts that all kind of look a little different. You know, like, are these like how we have like different models of cars? Do the aliens have different models of crafts? Or are these things that we're seeing like the aliens themselves? Is this their like embodiment, their energy, their spiritual makeup?
Okay, I got a lot to say about that, because there could be like, you know, you see a guy driving down the road in a truck, or you see a guy driving down the road in like a Nissan Acura, or a bicycle, which, don't get me started on bicyclists in the middle of the fucking road. Back to what you were saying. That'd be funny. Different alien vehicles. There could be different classes. There's generals, there's soldiers, there's grunts, there's lieutenants, colonels, whatever the fuck, you know? There could be like, what if a mothership appears? Oh my God.
You know, I do want to say that I am aware of like drone shows. You know, like I've seen drone shows where, you know, they've got like a shit ton of drones up in the sky and they've programmed them to make this really cool imagery or whatever. And maybe that's what we're seeing here. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's they're trying to get a message through to us.
That is another option. Is that they're trying to be seen. They're trying to give us a message. That is the other thing. Now, I do agree that they could have fucked us up. The big question is, what are these drones? Are they military U.S. intelligence? Are they Chinese? Are they Russian? Are they North Korean? Has there some little country in Africa that has been lying to us about their military capabilities, and they are some smart motherfucking African tribal people, and they're like, we just live in a hut, you know? But really, there's drones in those huts. There's drones hidden in all those huts. and they're like, I'm tired of white people, you know? And I'm so tired of white people, and they fucking made drones, and they're casting them all out, and they're gonna take us all over. And it's like, there's little African people in those drones, and they're like, this is it.
Okay. So on a serious note, you know how they were talking about how they're saying like, don't shoot the drones or whatever, and then people are getting like, they're getting criticized because they're like, you know, the people are like, why don't you shoot one down? Like, shoot it down, figure out what the fuck it is. So there's a couple options there why they're not doing that, why they haven't yet shot them down. One is because they think it's likely it could be aliens and they don't want to start a war with an alien race. Or two, maybe they have tried to shoot them down, but we're not good enough. Our weapons aren't fast enough.
They know, and by they, I mean the government, know 100% that they are aliens. And they don't want us to shoot them down. Now, that one guy throwing the corn cob that you mentioned I don't think we got on, but when he threw the corn cob, it made like an evasive maneuver that couldn't be. And I did read something. And it didn't kill him. Yeah. And it's funny, because if I was an alien and someone was throwing a corn cob at me, I'd fucking laugh. Especially if I was an African alien. They could know that they are 100% aliens. And we don't want to start a war. Now, I personally still adhere to the, our weaponry doesn't affect them. We shoot them all day. So that brings me to your second point, where it would be fucking scary if, the military has tried. Because the big question is, why hasn't any of these been downed and researched and tell us what they are? Why? There's literally, you're the fucking U.S. military. Right? We are the most gung-ho military motherfuckers on the planet, right? All of our budget goes to military. We are so hyped up on defense and security, right? And you mean to tell me that there is non-U.S. things in our airspace and we're not shooting them down? So that is saying that it, number one, is either it's ours. These are our drones. These are U.S. drones. Or they are alien and they are out of our fucking, We can't shoot them, because I have seen some posts on Reddit where people were talking about they might have been the Corn on the Cob fella, Mr. Corn on the Cob, is talking about a force field. Like I don't think it was the Corn on the Cob. There was someone who said they shot or threw something at it, or maybe just looked at it and it looked like there was a force field around it.
That was the one. A guy was it New York, and he had like a view of like the whole. He had a really good view or whatever. I don't know. Rich motherfucker. Anyways, he was in his apartment and he was looking out his window, and apparently like it would turn its lights off whenever they tried to record it.
Yes, that was that was that one. So this guy on Reddit said he had a sighting. They were very far away. Speed, altitude, direction, path of movement were all variable. He witnessed about 20 of them. They were all, maybe 5 visible all at once. That's not the one I'm looking for. That's the post I'm looking for. This was the one. He said he saw like 30 drones from his balcony when he was in New Jersey. He said basically they got close and they stopped shining their lights if you put a camera on them. If you focus on them up close, they dim their red or green lights. And every little dot of light looked like it was generating a force field. So it's like, what if these aren't like physical lights that we know of, but they are? It's a bunch of orbs together in unison. That's like these are, because before it's like we see a little orb here for the past fucking since like the 1940s or 50s. We've been like, and since way back when, because alien sightings have been happening for a very, 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 very long time. But let's just be conservative here and say in the past 10 years, people like Stephen Rush, is that his name? The one, Stephen, I don't know. A couple of the came out with some really like well documentaries, not like schizophrenic documentaries, like good documentaries. We gotta watch one or two of those. But, we've been seeing singular orbs or maybe 1 or 2 orbs here and there. What if they have literally became like these pentagonal, hexagonal, fucking geometrical shaped those aren't drones, those are orbs staying in unison. That's like the aliens are here, you guys.
That makes me think like some of these sightings of these drones, we'll call them, they look otherworldly, and then some of them legitimately just look like drones. The government could be hiding that there is something here, and it is strange and weird, and we don't understand what it is. So then they're flying out drones, and they're making more videos, and they're making, maybe at some point they may come back to us and they may be like, oh, it was literally just drones. But I mean, there's some out there that, they don't look like drones. They look weird as hell.
The point you just made right there was another theory. There's orbs, there's alien orbs, there's an alien fucking invasion for real. They're throwing in military drones to mix it up. So some people see the orbs or the drone looking type alien things, and some people say like human made drones and alien type looking things. So then we get confused because they don't want us to know, right? They do not. The number one, so this brings me back to the number one conspiracy is that they are lying to us about our existence. They would not want us to know. So yeah, they could be throwing in their military drones. Now, when they do knock one down, they might knock down one of their own and be like, oh, it was just a man-made military drone, and they can fabricate a story.
Or they could fabricate that they found an alien.
Now that's if they go with the Project Bluebeam route. So the thing is, it's either they're going to like continually hide an alien thing, or they're going to fake an alien thing. But they want to block that we, the cool shit about this world, pretty much. That I really believe that this, back in the past, we used to do cool shit. They said we were dumb caveman, but I think that we were smart.
Unicorns were real.
That is most likely a fact. And I think giants were real too. I think giants were real. I think all of the crazy megafauna was real. You look at, okay, we have to start wrapping this up, but like, you look across many cultures, you see all sorts of crazy mythology stories, and you find little tidbits that have so much in common. And anyways, drones, New Jersey, taking the world, episode 1, Strange Q Radio. Do you have any final thoughts on this?
I just want to say that I'm happy to be here, and this was a lot of fun, and I think it's highly likely that aliens are real, and that they're coming here to save us.
Do you think that they are physical from another, like, so this is the thing. Do you think that they're physical beings? Do you think that we live in the solar system and they're physical beings from another planet? Or do you think that they are interdimensional sort of entities? Do you think we live in a realm type reality?
I think reality is a definition that doesn't apply to what we consider reality. I think that they are other dimensional, and strictly because if we go off of the scientific guidelines that sort of rule this realm currently, maybe because so many people believe in it, maybe it might be one of those things where we've like created a scientific tulpa, if you will. But anyways, so if we're going off of that, I don't believe that they could be physical beings because of, I mean, of course, we can sit here and we can say, oh, tech can get way more advanced. Tech can be so advanced that we look at it and it's like magic to us. Yeah, that's totally possible. But currently, to me, in my opinion, it seems more feasible to say something along the lines of they are from like another dimension, just because of the way that their aircrafts move and the way that they've so far tried to communicate with us. It seems very like distant, almost like they can't just come straight face to face with us for some reason or another. There's something keeping them back. You know, what is that? You know, why haven't they just like landed and walked up and knocked on someone's door and been like, hey, what's up?
You make a very good point there. I like an apparition. Yeah. Like, it's hard for like apparitions of spirits or entities to manifest, you know, like to get an EVP, or we gotta go ghost hunting. We really gotta go ghost hunting. That's dude, we gotta plan that like ASAP. We gotta plan that. You make a very good point, and I think I adhere to the same thing. I do think, though, just leaning towards 51%, that the aliens are more of an apparition. I agree with that.
One last theory. What if it's just us from the future, and we can't directly meet face to face, because then you get that whole like weird feedback loop issue.
We're gonna have to go get another drink if we're gonna have to wrap this up. We've touched on many theories today. Us from the future theory. Now, oh my God. So there's the theory that the Vatican has the chronovisor where they can see into the past. We can look back in the past and see, just see the past. So what if those orbs or whatnot are just the visual? It's like the eyeball of the person looking from the future. They like enter into like a weird orb type thing. Like they can't travel, like they can't time travel their entire body back here, but they can send a consciousness or something back.
Okay. So say that is what they're doing, right? Why are they coming back here to, like, is something about to happen? Is something about to happen that they're coming to view? Yeah, like what's going down?
That makes a good point, because why didn't they show up in like 1998 September 2nd or some weird dumb shit random date. Maybe they did. I don't know. But like, why right now is there a drone invasion? Are they military drones and there's lots of orbs? Why are they around military bases? We definitely need to wrap it up. I need another drink. We got to go watch Beowulf. Do you have any final thoughts on this subject? New Jersey drones around America, December 2024.
Shit's going down, man. Get your toilet paper. Get your Great Value can of beans, the one without all the corn syrup, and prepare to survive.
Literally, why is there corn syrup in beans? And we gotta wrap this episode up. Corn syrup and beans. We can make another episode about it later. So, Strange Q Radio. Follow us. If you're watching this on YouTube, it probably won't be up for long. Yeah, subscribe. Like it. Go follow us on Rumble. I'm going to try to post it on Rumble. What's the other one? Odyssey, BitChute. We'll try on those. Just look for it there. Strange Cube Radio. We live in a box. The demiurge has us trapped. We're trying to escape. Spotify, iTunes. I'm going to post it on all the podcast places. It's going to look everywhere. Just look for it on all your favorite social medias, every fucking outlet. Strange Q Radio. And like us, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family. We'll be coming out with another episode soon about something. Tell us what you want us to talk about. We know all of the conspiracies. We're talking about dinosaurs aren't real. Nukes aren't real. Hitler is Walt Disney. What do you want us to touch on here? We do. The earth is hollow. Hollow moon. Any fucking conspiracy. Any subject. We know all of that shit. Right? So, with that, hopefully the drones don't rape your family or something.
Have a beautiful evening or afternoon or morning. Just have a good whole day, good whole week. And I hope you survive to see the new year. Peace.
And I will second that. Have all of that times 2. And we are closing out now. Strange Cube Radio is out. Bye-bye.